Hey, Justin Popovich here, back with PLR Q&A session number 2. So if you missed the first one, basically what we're doing here is I'm going through a huge list of questions that I got from my subscribers, just asking anything about PLR or just online business in general. I kind of opened the floor and had a lot of great questions, some stuff I'd never heard before. So here is the next one on my list. And I'm going to just read it off my screen here, so you have to bear with me. So is sort of a two-parter. First, to what degree should the PLR material be edited in order for it to be considered as unique content? And what do you suggest as the best method for editing written material? And then second, if you use PLR material to create a product in a niche other than your main niche or niche, do you advise creating a pen name so that contact appears more personal, or just emailing your list under a company style name like Weight Loss Advisors? And then just a thank you for that. So let's look at the first one, which is about to what degree should the PLR material be edited in order for it to be considered as unique content. So the first thing I should say here is that this is only obviously going to apply to PLR where the rights allow you to publish that material on a website. Excuse me. So it could be a blog, article, sharing website, a social site like Facebook, or document sharing or whatever, you name it, like publicly. And I wanted to state that because there are, in many cases, PLR that you're not allowed to do that. And some people get that mixed up and then they get themselves into a bit of trouble. It's not usually a big deal, but you want to make sure that you have the rights to do it. If you do, there seems to be a dozen or more opinions on what is considered unique content and how original does it need to be considered unique. I have done a number of different tests where I've seen an article word for word published on a variety of different blogs and websites, and every single one of those articles was ranked, so to speak, on search engines like Google and other ones as well. So it's not like just one site with that single article got ranked and everybody else got penalized. It was, it is just a matter of how Google saw that information. So if you want to just take the PLR and just literally download it and publish it to your blog, I'd say that's probably okay. A lot of news websites do this, right? They'll syndicate the same story on CNN and ABC News and Fox News, and all kinds of other blogs will have the exact same story from a newswire somewhere, and all those sites don't get penalized. They release the content. What I ask you to kind of turn around is, how valuable is that? If you're just grabbing something that somebody else wrote and just fire it up on your website hoping that that's going to deliver value to your audience, it may if it's really well written, but I guess the question I'd like to ask you is, how much work would it be for you to add just a little bit of your own voice into that article? Take the article or the piece of content and add an intro to it, or add your summary at the end, some of your closing thoughts on the main points that were covered. That may take you, if you get into the habit of doing this, that may take you 5 or 10 minutes, which would be, in my opinion, a really valuable investment of your time to make a truly unique piece of content, because then it's your commentary over and above something that's already been created. And again, whenever you ask me, I'm always going to say PLR should be used as a baseline and build on top of it. However, there are many people that just grab it, download it, publish it, and that's not against the rules. It's just you're going to have to see what works for you. So I guess I probably didn't answer your question outright regarding the uniqueness of it. But I would say, from my experience, if you you see an article over here and an article over here, both sites are going to get ranked. It's just a matter of how you want to display your information to your audience. And then the second part of that question was, do you suggest a method for editing written material? My method for editing stuff is to literally just start with whatever's in front of me and then add commentary where I see fit, or pull the main ideas out of it and rewrite something from scratch, which I've seen a lot of people do. Connie Reagan Green has written a time management book that got to a bestseller list on Kindle. She started with our time management product, rewrote a new book, but started with our PLR. Between her and her business partner, they rewrote a whole book in their own voice, but they saved a ton of time by starting with PLR. So hopefully that helps you. The second part is, if you use PLR material to create a product in a niche other than your main one, do you advise creating a pen name so it appears that it comes from someone else, so you're not kind of cross-promoting yourself? I'm this guy over here and I'm this guy over here. Should I brand that other niche as like a brand like Weight Loss Advisors? Again, no right or wrong way of doing this. If you're asking me my personal opinion, which you are in this case, I always say, put your name on it, because you are the person behind the message here. You are the person branding this. And the only way to really get a competitive advantage in the online world is to be unique. And the best way to be unique is to be yourself, because it's the only thing in the world that's not unlike everything else. Each and every person is different from one another, right? If you're suggesting here, like, should I brand it as weight loss advisors? Well, you could, but then how many other weight loss advisor type of programs are out there? There's hundreds, thousands of them. But if it's Joe's weight loss advisors, or maybe your own cool name that you make up, and it's you and it's your branding and your picture, and you're doing videos like this, in my personal opinion, you're going to get a lot further. You're going to build the brand more strongly. And even if you don't you don't end up getting millions and millions of subscribers, let's say you get 100. Those 100 people will know who you are. They'll trust you more, and you'll probably make a lot more money. The lifetime value of those customers who trust you as a person will probably spend more money than random people that just sign up for some random person's weight loss advisement tips. So I always say, put your name on it, brand it under yourself, and then just create it as a separate business. I have this niche and I have this one. I just happen to be interested and an expert and creating content in both of them. And, you don't have to buy both, but maybe you're interested in both. So I hope that helps you. Leave any additional questions or comments below, and then stay tuned. This was session number 2. Stay tuned for number 3. We'll be back soon. Thanks.